Well, hello everybody. What a lovely morning. What a lovely afternoon it is. Hopefully you can hear me. I think I've almost set up the Morphogene ready to roll. Let me just see if everything is working. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like it is. Hey, Inky the Cat. You've just reminded me to update the MPC. It's right here, ready to go. Captain Shinyhead here from the looks of things. I've got a few more lights going on. I was trying to get the modular working earlier, and it's kind of is, as in working on stream. Hello to you, Atto Z, as well. Lovely for you to join. If you missed last night's Smashed, you missed an interesting one, actually. Not an unexpected one. Always interesting, unexpected. Poor Oliver hit a panic attack, and then Kent explained to us all about his agoraphobia. So, recap on that one later if you fancy. Same again next week. I've chatted to Oliver. He's okay. Clearly not a wonderful day, but it was a good thing for him to drop out and go and take a breath. And hopefully we'll hear more next week. So that's cool. He's off to do the big festival film. He's filming it rather than playing it, so there's a whole bunch of filming going on, which just sounds like total stress to me, and I'm sure kind of fundamentally behind what's been going on in his head. Good afternoon, Grey One FPV, first person view, I think. Hey, Jonathan Dent as well. Hello to you. So my plan... Well, the Wigglies have gone out for the day. They've gone up London. Which usually means... I mean, fun girly day in London. 2 ladies of leisure. Which is amazing, actually. So hopefully they'll have a good time. They're going to have a nice sushi lunch, I think. Luna May's really into sushi, which is a very grown-up and bourgeois thing to have for lunch. So given the choice between TGI Fridays and sushi, she was all over the sushi. So that's kind of cool. Very healthy. And first-person view, brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, first-person view, Grey One FPV. If it's what I think it is about drones, they are ace. You put on the goggles, which connect to the camera in the front of your drone, and then you race them around drone tracks, except they're in the air, if you see what I mean. Which should be amazing. So you're literally seeing this super fast drone kind of whizzing around, really, really, really super fast. So if you do that, full marks to you. Incidentally, right, I shouldn't eat a Tic Tac whilst I'm streaming. Racing drone, brilliant. Incidentally, 2 things come to mind. First is we should see if there's any footage of this stuff. Is the music too loud or too quiet, by the way? Let's have a quick look. Okay, music's going up a bit, but do feel free to tell me that it's gone a bit too loud. Okay, we're on 30%. This looks like an... No, I was going to say an advert. Oh man. Now clearly that's obviously drone footage. That's alright, Grey One. You're very welcome to say as much or as little as you want. But imagine that as your kind of virtual reality goggles. So you're literally controlling this thing, so that's all you can see on the entire screen. I mean, that's not quite like it either, but... Hey McChannaman, very, very welcome to the stream. Hello to you. A bit early today, 2:30, but yeah, like I was saying, the Wigglies have gone to town, left me to my own devices, so I thought I'd get the Modular wired up, and hopefully we can check out the Morphogene. Oh, Thorsten, hi to you. Yes, I'm pretty sure you've told me that. Lovely to see you. And you're on Twitch. That's fantastic. Yeah, good to see you. You can hop on over to YouTube if you wish. I can get the YouTube URL if you want. Although it would be kind of cool to build up a bit more of a following on Twitch. So you're very welcome to stay. I just don't think you see all the chat yet because the groovy system that works on Sonic State is not switched over to YouTube yet. Let me just get you the URL just in case you're there. Here I am. So, there you go. Whoops. This, by the way, is the background music. Currently 11.6 million subscribers, of which nearly 45,000 people are listening or watching live to Lofi Girl, which used to hold the record for the longest non-stop streaming channel, I think, like 9 or 10 years. Hey Thorsten, thanks for coming over. Until YouTube accidentally and incorrectly banned them for copyright striking, and then they reinstated them, which is kind of cool. Which was good, but they went off the air, so they lost that I don't know if they've lost the record yet, but that finished that run anyway. But it's really cool because they allow you to use their music in the background as long as you credit them. Which reminds me, can't remember if I credit them or not. Hold on one second. I will have a look. Is that better in the volume? Hopefully it is. I haven't put like compression or gating over it to drop it because I didn't really want it to duck down every time I spoke. Morning Kurt, lovely to see you. 20 to 3 in the UK, 20 to 3. Oh, you're in Ireland, aren't you? So 20 to 3 in Ireland as well. Just going to check the credit that we need to use for Lofi Girl. BG Ollie, hello to you. I flipped back onto StreamYard for today. Streamlabs on a Mac is so close to being good, but if something goes wrong every time, this time it wouldn't get any of the alerts. Like no alerts would show. Oh, Kurt's in Canada, man. Oh, sorry, Kurt. Yeah, he's in Canada, that's right. Streaming is not something I should do, really, which involves thought and anything, really. Memory. Memory's a bad thing. So, it's 20 to 10 in the morning. Good morning, Canada. I hope you're having a fabulous morning over there with wonderful sunshine and all the rest of it. The sun is out in the UK. Can't really say it's a splendid day. The skies are kind of dark, but Thorsten, congratulations on your house buying process as well. I think it's gone through or on the verge of going through. He's in the middle of a well-earned, lovely family move to what looks like an amazing place, which has space for a studio. It literally has a soundproofed room. I won't go into it in case he's going to share it with you at another stage. I don't want to give anything away or talk about his private life without permission. But yeah, it looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. You already are, Inky, my secretary. Don't start charging. What? Right. What's that you say? Gotta go. All right, so we have to put this credit at the bottom. I've got a feeling I did, to be honest, but let's just check. Yeah, I did. Music provided by Lofi Girl, and then a link to their playlist, so that's cool. It has a gigantic man cave cellar, indeed, 7 by 4 meters. It's a cellar, a brick, proper brick cellar. Imagine that. Just get a few, sound absorbing panels going on in there, and you're laughing. I'm not sure when the move is about to occur, but yeah, what a great thing. So first person view drones was one thing. And then I saw this ridiculously expensive personal plane, which is clearly not something in the reach of any of us, I doubt, called a Jetson. And it's basically a drone with a seat. But it's like, was it £100,000? I mean, cool thing. It's like a lawnmower with a cage and propellers, really. And they've sold out until 2024. Goodness me. You got to put a down payment of $22,000 and $70,000 when it's ready. So $92,000. And at current prices, that's probably about £450,000, isn't it? No, it's 80,000. 80,000 GBP, just over 90,000 USD. It does have that kind of, I really want one, kind of thing to it. See if there's any more video. These are just stills. Looks like this is the only kind of main video. It's the first affordable eVTOL vertical takeoff and landing, electric vertical takeoff and landing. And I'm on fire today. No pilot license. Yeah, that was the thing in the US. Oh, interesting, because it's kind of classed as a almost like a microlight, I think. So it really is just a lawnmower, really. But yeah, it does look cool, doesn't it? Dangerous as well, I would say. I know it says safety is our priority. I'm sure they're safe, but do you know what I mean? If something falls off or breaks, so if you literally fall out of the sky, this is not a good look, is it? So I would be slightly scared until maybe version 3 or 4 comes out. It's a bit like self-driving Teslas, except you're kind of in the air. But there you go. Let's have a speed. Get 20 minutes on the batteries. It's only 40 kilos. That's not much, is it? It's software limited to 63 miles an hour. Well, that's not going to get hacked, is it? And it does. It goes over 1,500 feet. I don't know feet. Half a kilometre. Half a kilometre. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What's everyone saying about this? I want one. Jonathan did. Probably not then for 100 grand. Yeah, it's the money, isn't it? Oh, I think he's saying not bad when you look at BMWs. Much cheaper to do it your way. Well, this is true. If anyone missed Grey One, first popping into the chat, Grey One FPV, first person view FPV of his name, is put some goggles connected to a camera on the front of a small drone and then zoom around and do racing and stuff, which is kind of crazy and exciting. And Cresthead is saying that it's just out of testing phase. They need to certify it. Well, absolutely. Although, I mean, I've seen it flies. You know, I've seen someone flying in it. I'm sure we can find some videos if we look around. But it is kind of cool. I'm surprised there isn't more video, to be honest, or easily accessible. If we order one, I wonder what time it will take. I guess they just call you back. $2024. Can't help thinking there'll be more coming out. You know, the original. Well, clearly there will be, but the original drones when they came out were kind of expensive, and batteries didn't last so long, and heavy, and you know they didn't pack down. Always better to be second through the door. I always thought. The Jetson looks a bit like a futuristic BMW motorbike design. Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is true. Futuristic BMW motorbike. Yeah, that'll do. My gosh. That's super cool too. God. I bet that's more than 100 grand, isn't it? $200,000. That's their electric 600 horsepower bike. Well, there you go, you see. His and hers adult-sized drones, or one electric bike, or a house, you know, just saying. All rotary rings are problematic if one of them stopped rotating. Well, yes, exactly. It's I don't know, you know. Wings are useful, right? You know, because gliding. And I know potentially I had a couple of helicopter lessons, and they scary stuff. You tend to learn in the small ones, and one of the lessons in the early stages is what happens if the thing stops, the motor stops, the engine. And the idea is, a bit like a plane, you can glide down effectively, because supposedly as the thing drops, the air drives the blades round, a bit like having wings. That supports, so you can come down slowly. So of course, a funny instructor, which he probably does to everyone, goes, right, this is what happens, and the whole thing stops, and the whole thing just starts to go down, and you're like, okay, fine. Didn't have that many more lessons after that. It felt like a very, very expensive thing to do, and only qualified you for the kind of lowest level of helicopters, which were then ridiculously expensive. So you would have had to have bought them normally as part of a syndicate. You know, 5 or 6 people buy one, take it in turns. Not a thing to do. I think probably people who like to do that kind of stuff would probably train in the military, try and get sort of free training somewhere, and then move on. But yeah, anyway, that's my my story. I certainly wouldn't think about going in one of those. The test pilot explained it. So is that all? Oh my word. I can see kind of people buying it and it literally just lifting off that much. I built a remote control helicopter once, and that's exactly what I did. I was so scared of crashing it. It's literally only got that far off the ground, and then back again. And then I gave it to this great guy who was helping me out, who's now really good at it, and his friend had built them as well, because it just wasn't getting used. It was sitting on the shelf, and I was very proud of it. It did work. So it's now getting lots and lots of good use with these two guys, so that's really cool. Gets windy in the UK. Sorry, can't get to work too windy. You probably can. I mean, it's small, isn't it? That's the other problem with a real helicopter. If you start to descend, you've got to find somewhere where you can land flat. It's just not it doesn't feel safe. It really doesn't feel safe. You can park it on Tesco's. I mean, what was it? Someone was saying yesterday, people have enough problem with the X and Y axes. Let's not give them Z as well. Can you imagine road rage? Get out the way! Very funny. We shall see. But it's it's a good thing. All triggered by the wonderful Grey One FPV's name in the chat, which is really cool. If you're watching on Twitch, pop on over to YouTube. There is a link slightly further up in your Twitch stream, I think. So grab that and pop on over, because there's a few more people in chat. It's quiet stream today at the moment, but pretty laid back. And I'm going to have a look in a minute at how the Morphogene works. I'm going to do a listen along a Loopop. Listen along with Loopop. Look at Loopop's video about how the Morphogene works and see if I can get mine to do the same thing. See where we can get. I think I've set it up so it'll work. Might even be able to sample something off this stream or something and see how it goes. But ultimate confusion. What's everybody else up to? Feels like a working day today. Feels like there's not many people around. I definitely should be doing work. Interestingly enough, I was trying to put together some promotional videos for the Smashed stream. So the stream that we did yesterday, the serious one about depression and stuff. I was trying to cut some promotional bits for sort of TikTok or Instagram. So trying to cut out like a 30-second "this is what it's all about" video, and it's really hard. I'm all right doing jingles and graphic-y stuff and all the rest of it. I'm not brilliant at it, but I'm good enough at that. I couldn't find the right bit, so if anyone is interested in video editing and maybe wants to get involved in some way and wants to just, all we need is some promo, just the right shots really. I've pulled some out and pulled it together, but it takes me ages, and then at the end it doesn't look that good. I just get the wrong bits. It either makes Ollie look like a complete madman or doesn't get the message across. So if you know anyone who's fast and likes almost making trailers really, give us a shout. I'll give you all the footage. You can cut out the bits that you want. We just use Final Cut here, but it could be on anything. But somehow a 3-minute one's okay, because the way that the chats work, they tend to go in cycles, so you could grab a chunk of about 5 minutes where you're talking about something, like on this stream it could be about the Morphogene or whatever, and okay, then cut that down to 3 minutes. You could probably get something pretty quick out of that and export it, but 30 seconds is really hard to do a TikTok length kind of clip that says, okay, this is what it's about, this is why it's interesting, kind of come and watch it next time. So if anyone does know, give me a shout. Although I'm going to keep going in the background and doing them anyway, but can't help thinking it takes me about 3 days too long to get them all working. What else is happening? Anything exciting going on in the chat? Cresshead's messing around with my Roland TD30 editing drum kits. That sounds like fun, actually. That really does sound like fun. Editing drum sounds and stuff is a good thing. It's a really good thing. That's one thing I need to do on the modular side of things. Do I have a modular camera running? Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can do it, because we can take a look at what's going on over there. 1 second. Can I do this? There's a live picture of the Morph. Actually, that camera's not bad. I quite pleased with that. It's a big light, which I can probably lose right into the camera at the moment. Let's switch that off. These lights have got a life of their own. Doesn't want to go off. It's mad. These are kind of Wi-Fi controlled, except they've got a Wi-Fi of their own. Fun fact, Wifey teased me. She guesses I get 1,000 synths into space, but she won't let me have so many. 1K synths into the space. Oh, right, sorry. Not into space. You can get 1,000 synths into the space that you've got in the cellar. Oh man, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. It is kind of a sun lamp. I don't know why it won't switch off though. I can switch the other one off. I'll flip it, see what happens. Hold on. Stretch. Great one. Unfortunately, I'm bereft of any musical skill whatsoever, unlike most. Well, that's not unlike most people of this stream. You'd be surprised. Oh, now I've only got one light working, and it's still the same other light. How weird. Skill is a broad word, though. You know, you can do all sorts of stuff with limited amount of experience and equipment. Hang on, let me flip this back for a second. Okay, this light has a complete mind of its own. I wonder if I can adjust it from... There's meant to be an app that does this stuff as well. Would be nice if this stuff just worked. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. It worked. That's mad. So the phone connects to it and switches everything off quite nicely, but the Mac, hardwired away from the Wi-Fi, doesn't. Oh well, at least that's something. So the live modular is there. The other camera is behind me. Marvelous, marvelous. So the other thing that's worth checking out is whether the chat is working, and it clearly isn't. So that's one up for Streamlabs. Jonathan Den has been experimenting with rock drums in VCV Rack. They're amazing and much more dynamic than using samples, also available as hardware as well. That's interesting. Proc. Oh, it spell checked me to change it to pork. I don't suggest you look up pork drums, to be fair. Okay, let's have a look at this, see what's going on. It's like there's I did some cooking courses, and there was a particularly well renowned butcher's meat supplies called Well Hung, and I don't suggest you Google Well Hung meats either in the same breath. Anyway, so yeah, Cressa, it does have a switch on it, but it's not an override switch. It's got a... If you hold the switch down, it resets it. The light. It's a weird one. It's made by Elgato. They are really nice lights, but one of them just... I don't know. I think it's in a position in the room where the Wi-Fi must be a little bit suspect, and it loses its way. Proc drums. This is kind of cool. I've never heard of proc drums, and it's a good thing to get into VCV rack. Bass drum can take you anywhere from 808s to 909s, one oscillator sound, to screaming hardcore kicks that combine 4 oscillators, 2 wave shapers, and a noise source. You want solid, it does solid. You want banging distorted harmonics, you get them too. Use the X and Y controls to find your sweet spot, or create ever-evolving drums by morphing between the patches. This sounds great. And you could run all of that and then sample them into your own system, which is kind of where this conversation came up, I guess. Really nice. And so the hardware versions of this, 4 HP, so they're not too big. They do the kick, the snare, the hat, and the clap. Very nice. Looks nice as well. Looks nice and clean. And a clonk. That's a great name. General percussion synthesizer module. Rim to tom. All manner of weird and wonderful percussion sounds. You kind of need a clonk, don't you? BG Ollie is saying he's modded his Roland 505 to play other samples, like the Lindrum or the Oberheim DMX. How the heck did you do that? That's the DJ 505. No, is it a 505? TR 505, right? How on earth did you do that, you genius? Amazing. That's just incredible. Some of the things you do, just exhaustingly brilliant. Incredible. I got this picture of BG Ollie he sent me when he was hard at work working out how to do this stuff. It's here. There he is. That's him working hard on how to get Lindrum samples to play on his Roland 505. At least I think that's him anyway. Utter genius. No doubt we'll find out about that in a second. That sounds cool though. Proc drums. Brilliant. Big up to Inky in the chat, Grey One. I think you have just been introduced to Inky. Inky is responsible for all of this, basically. All these streams, all these channels that talk about music and everything is kind of held together by an elaborate web of string that Inky holds the ends of and ties together. She's always involved in one way or another at either bigging up or encouraging or producing or getting people to do stuff to make it happen. Oh, it's a pre-made mod. Oh, still genius though. I wouldn't put it past you that you could have pre-made it, to be honest. Very, very clever man, BG Ollie. If you don't know who BG Ollie is, but Banjo Guy Ollie, go check him out on Twitch and YouTube. And there's a couple of channels on YouTube as well. He's got the 8-Bit Man Cave and BG Ollie. So go check that out, search for Banjo Guy. But he's done an amazing cover of Deadmau5, amongst many, many, many other things. But that's how I first came across him. He was a brilliant guest on my Sunday live stream, and just amazing. A fantastic collection of old arcade games. MAME, just an expert on MSX old school computers. Yeah, absolutely. Just a really, really good round. And he's now making PCBs modular kit as well, which is really cool. So definitely worth checking out. Hey to Rustic, good on you. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Those proc drum modules can run any of the 4 types if you want. Oh, okay, X101, thank you. So you can buy one and it can flip it, can you? If you see what I mean. Bit like maybe the bitboxes could run different software, or have I got the wrong end of the stick? HKA Designs is the guy who's behind the 505 mod. HKA Designs, Roland 505 mod. Custom modded Roland 505 drum machine, HKA ROM expansion, clock, pitch mod, and random sequencer glitch bends. Wow. So Dick, is he making them, or is he just took one and sold one? Oh wow, honestly, there's so much stuff on Etsy, you can just get lost. Totally lost. So I think he was just selling one that he'd modded with the kit. Oh, got 50-50, maybe that's there we go. HK Designs, the 505 ROM expansion. It's people like this that do this stuff. It's just so good they exist. Someone's actually gone through and mapped the addresses of the 505 sample ROM, which is kind of along the same lines of Kiwitronics mapping the processor and so forth in the JX3P that they did. I was able to produce an address map of the 505 sample ROM by studying the service notes and pulling apart a dump of the ROM using a hex editor. And cool edit. Fantastic. So we dumped the sample ROM and listened to it, and he heard. So he found out where the sample bits were and where the code bits were. All the 505 sounds are stored as 8-bit unsigned PCM at 25k. So you could literally drop in replacements as long as they were exactly the same length. So you could drop in a symbol, you could literally replace those noise bits in the dump with another sound and drop it back in. The difficult bit, and I don't know if they've gone that far, is if you want to put in different sounds, because obviously within the dump of the whole thing, it tells you where the start and the end of each sound is and all the rest of it. So, wow. The problem I ran into was that a couple of sounds had a ringing sound present in the background even when they weren't being played. I found that ensuring that the first and last few bytes of the sample was set to 80 solved the problem. 80 hex. Wow. So I think what he's done is probably just replaced them with sounds of the same length, and then written out a new kind of ROM and stuck it back in again. Genius! These people are genius. And not only that, he has a MIDI upgrade for Akuma 1, EMU drum clones, Korg Monotron keyboard, a 626, a 707 and a 505 ROM expansion, and the sequential tom. Gosh, I haven't heard of that for a while. Man. So good. So good. Oh, Rustic, brilliant. I'm getting behind with the chat again. Thank you so much. Just please bear with me. You ordered the Modback Performer. That is fantastic. Great stuff. We'll be so pleased. Let's just remind ourselves. This is the quad performance effects. I can't wait to find out what that sounds like. That's just brilliant. Great stuff, Rustic. Performer is a quad performance effects Eurorack module designed with live performance and includes delay, reverb, glitch, and tape stop, and 2 audio processing effects, color and compression. And you know they're just going to sound really good, really good. So it's Corey Banks, isn't it? So, wow. I wonder if there's a demo here. Lots and lots and lots of good reports. I think that's the page I'm already on. You would have thought there might be. I'm sure there's loads of YouTube demos about, but what a nice guy. He's so cool. The Modbap Social Club. Brilliant. Well, full marks. I can't wait to hear what you think of it. Or when it arrives. That's really exciting stuff, because it may well, I don't know, if it sounds brilliant, I can sell the pedals that I've got and move to one of those, which is absolutely brilliant. Ink is like dust. She gets everywhere. I'd like to think, well, fairy dust, not dusty dust. I'm way back. I'm 5 minutes behind. I think that was back to the the amazing picture of BG Ollie working very, very hard on his collection of Eurorec PCBs there, just designing the sidechain module just there. Okay, so the 505, it's a simple prom mapping PCB, and you can select 4 banks of sounds with a 2-switch combo. Oh, that's even better though, isn't it? So it's literally switching out those sounds. What a nice idea. Really nice idea. To go in and kind of replace things, isn't that hard? If you can get a dump of the memory, you put the chip into something and dump it out so you can just see a stream of hexadecimal numbers, and then you listen to that, work out which bits the sound very accurately, you know, so you don't go over before the beginning or over the end of it, so you're into code, because what you get is a bunch of sound data interleaved by bits of code as well that obviously don't sound right. But if you can do it and you can swap them back out and then burn another memory chip, another EPROM, stick it back in, you're laughing. And I did that once years ago with an Access database that's had a password on it that we couldn't work out what the password was. Someone had forgotten. So I got an absolutely empty Access database and I dumped it all out into a hex editor so you could see all the data. And then I got an Access database that all I did was password protect it with like an 8-digit thing. And I compared the two, and lo and behold, you could see exactly the only change between the two files was literally these 8 characters. So then I took and there was some zeros beyond that, so I think you could go up to about a 32 character password or whatever, but it was really, really easy to see this chunk of data. So I literally then got the one which had the password we didn't know and pasted in over the top the password that I just put into this other one, and lo and behold, it changed the password and we got in, and I felt like a proper hacker. We are talking many, many years ago, but I was a proper hacker for a good few minutes at that stage. Modbap seem to have found a nice niche of unique modules, fair price, nice aesthetics. Yeah, absolutely. And do I ever use a deluge to sequence Modular? Yes, I do, but I've kind of sidetracked into trying to sequence it from within itself and using the what's it called, Torso 1 with Euclidean stuff at the moment. But yes, I do. It's a really good one. It doesn't have, I think it only has 2 outs, so you got 2 gates and 2 triggers, 2 CVs and 2 gates. But I do, and I don't know why I don't do it more. Actually, Inky was saying a couple of days ago that I should definitely use it more. A few people were. It does all that stuff really well, and it does do Euclidean, and it does all of that stuff. And for some reason, I've been sidetracked, I think. Hello to you, Culture of Ghosts. Lovely to see you. Pressid saying, still looking forward to a Behringer Lindrum, but with trip shortage, maybe a long wait. Might jump in an SP404 Mark II instead. I do like those SP404s. I have an OG one, which is kind of cool. And I've caught up. Fantastic. Just as the tune is coming to an end. Right, let me see if I can make this modular make some noise as well at the same time. See what I can do. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to do was see if I could get the chat working. I'm not quite sure why it's not, so let's just have a look. Let me come back to me for a second. Just bear with me. It's kind of cool just listening to the music, to be honest. Yeah, Rustic, the SP404 Mark II, worth the price just for the effects. I mean, the OG one has this amazing vinyl simulator on it, which has got a It's got the wow and flutter, and it's got kind of lo-fi, compression-y, kind of lo-fi sound. It's just really nice, really nice. And I think it's made it through to the Mark II now, but I don't think it was on the... They had an original one, then they had a sort of newer version of the original one, and then they've got the Mark II, and I think they might have missed it out on the very first one. They might have missed it out in the middle one, if you see what I mean. So people were calling for it to come back. Let me see. Why I might not be. It'd be nice to be able to overlay the chat on this stuff. So if you just bear with me and chill out to the music for a bit, I'll see what I can come up with. I'm just going to turn the music up a little bit. Almost there. Ben Jordan. Ben Jordan quit YouTube. What's going on there? I am retiring. Oh no, that's an old one. I'm not sure. Yeah, check it out. There's nothing on the major Googles. Please do, can you report back, Tanuki D? Hey, Jack, how you doing over on the Twitches? Thank you very much for joining. Do feel free to jump over onto the YouTubes if you fancy it. There's a link at the top of the Twitch chat where there's a few more people having a chat over here. Not many of us today. We're just having a bit of a chilled out afternoon. And I think everyone's a bit busy. It's also a little bit earlier today. I think people tend to be less busy around the 3-4 o'clock mark, but it'd be interesting. I just wanted to try and get everything working a bit better, to be honest. And so far, not so sure at the moment. I think the Streamlabs stuff, trying to get the chat boxes and stuff on there. Oh, that's working for some reason. Hang on then. It really is working. Gosh, okay, let me see if this will now work. How exciting. Not at all. Oh well, this is something I can... Hey Jack, thanks for coming across. This is something I can probably fix at a later stage, but that is a bit weird. Trying to get overlays going on. Refresh, maybe that's it. What made you think that that Ben was dropping out? Rustic. Oh look, something's just happened. Now we're cooking. My word. This is almost turning into like a proper stream. Okay, let me see what I can do with this. This is now rocking. Okay, so... Eureka indeed. Kind of readable as well. Is that about the right size? Sorry to beta test all this stuff with you, but you know, it's kind of a chill out, listen along a stream, so that's a good start. So I can bring myself back in a bit here. Kind of blurry. Must be too small then. Okay, stand by. Is the font a bit large? Wow. Now, is it blurry or is it too big? Hey, Will Joseph, thanks so much for joining. I think the only point in putting the chat on the screen I found was if you're watching it on an internet TV, you don't get to see the chat. So when I was working like next door in my office next door, and I just had it on in the telly because there's a telly in the corner, it's like I can't see the chat. It used to be really annoying. So you kind of want it to be big enough, I guess, as long as it's not taking up too much space. If it's just me chatting, if it's just my face, that can definitely be lost. Let's try it for a little while. Let's just see. So 500 by 800. Let's just just see how that goes for a bit. Hopefully it won't be too blurry. Okay. Oh, social media post. Okay, Twitter from Ben. Nice one. Okay, well, we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Getting a lag on the sonics as well, so my mouth is probably just slightly ahead of the audio. I haven't worked that one out yet, but we'll get there in the end. We will get there in the end. If I do that, it's much better, so it looks great. Oh, looks and sounds real good now. Well, good, because I didn't do anything, so that's fabulous. So there also should be alerts. Now, I wonder if I just have to refresh the alerts. Not that anything will have alerted yet. But we can just check to see if they work. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, sorry. That is not chill out. Put quantize on. Yeah, just quantize. I have got an autofocus. It's this. You might think it's a snooker cue, a short snooker cue from a child's snooker set, but what it does is I can reach out to the camera and I can half push the button and it can focus on me, because the trouble is if you put your arm forward to do the focus, it focuses on your arm. So if you've got a nice, you can't beat having a decent stick really, and then you can push it. In fact, if you move the microphone out of the way, perfect. I have Dom and chat on screen automatically because I'm watching on TV. There you go, Culture of Ghosts. There you go. We fixed it for you. It makes much better as well. Mind you, you have... How are you commenting? You must have it open in two spaces. Two spaces at once. So the other things that stream... So what I'm doing, not that it really matters, and I hate to go on about this crap, but I'm not using Streamlabs. I'm using StreamYard, which is the thing that we're streaming on, which is much more reliable. We always use it for multiple people and all that kind of stuff. But I have overlaid Streamlabs, which is the thing that does the alerts and all the rest of it, over the top of me. So the downside of that is a Rodney. Yeah, quite. My focus puller is a Rodney. The downside of that is if I have two things being shown. So, for example, that, and I get an alert, it only comes over me in the little bit on the corner, which is not so good. That's the downside of having StreamYard. So, anyway, before I reveal anything I shouldn't, which I haven't, which is good. Yeah. All right. So the other things we can do. What else did I have? We had an alert box, a chat box, me, emotes. What are they? I guess we have to refresh that as well. Can someone post a smiley? Yes, you can set different shots as macros. Jonathan Dent, hello to you. What you can't do in the StreamYard is absolutely brilliant. It's cloud-based. You can have up to 10 incoming streams from people that you can put on StreamYard. I can put a link out now and say, come join us. You can just join in. It's not reliant on my bandwidth. it is for my stream going to it, but you know, I'm not receiving everyone else's stream and then replaying it. Oh, thank you for the emotes. Hang on. Well, that's not oh, that one's not working then. Let me just check. I need to switch it somewhere. I'll have a look in the background to get that sorted. So it's brilliant, but what you can't do is put a frame over the whole screen and say trigger this with anything. Okay, so the way most of the Twitch streamers and the YouTube streams work is you have a web page that pushes the alerts and stuff into, and it's just literally an animated web page, and you overlay that as a browser window over the top of everything. So if someone donates or if someone does something that warrants popping something up on screen, it just takes over the whole screen. Whereas with this, you can't do that. There's nothing that takes over the whole screen. So it's all right if my camera is taking over the whole screen, because my camera is actually coming from OBS software, which has the overlay over it, so that, you know, if I trigger an alert or something, it will appear over the top of me like that, and I can move that around and fill the screen and all the rest of it, but that only appears over my camera. So if my camera is smaller in the corner, then it won't appear at all there. So that's the one thing, if I had my way with StreamYard, that they should change, and it's the one thing you do get with Streamlabs. But there's been so many other problems with Streamlabs, it's crazy. Hey Sensian, thank you very much. Thank you for all the emotes. I have no idea why that isn't working. Let me just check that now as well. Oh, I think it might be Twitch only. Let's have a look. Yeah, Twitch only. So I guess if someone sends an emote on Twitch, it might appear. Let me go and do that and see what happens. All this stuff is very, very Twitch centric, to be honest. YouTube is much less of a daily stream thing, but it should be. It really should be. And also, you don't need floating emotes all over the place. It's just a nice little experiment to see kind of what happens. Let's see if I can paste a chat message. Oh, it did, yeah. Okay, so you kind of see these things floating over my head. There you go, Jack. Not sure if this is a brilliant addition to the stream, but you never know. Might encourage some interaction. You can post emotes on my head. I'll leave it up there for now. Who knows? Yeah, that's me. It's a bonus to anyone viewing on Twitch. Hello to everyone who's just joined. Numbers are picking up. I think, yeah, it's later in the day, definitely later in the day, that people start to chill out a little bit more. We're going to have a look at the modular in a minute, I promise. Just trying to get Streamlabs again working. But the music seems to be about the right level. The voice seems to be about the right level. The cameras are kind of cool, so I can flip over to here and you'll see the modular, which is pin sharp as far as I can see. We also have some chat being shown on screen, which is great. If there's anything else I need, I don't think there really is. We can have a bot in the chat if we do need, but I don't think that's necessary with all the other bits and pieces that we've got running. I'd hesitate to try I can do the multi-stream because we're on StreamYard. So if anyone does want to join, let us know. I'll send you the link if you fancy it. Yeah, it is a bit like that. It was working brilliantly until I kicked things off, and then suddenly, literally all of those alerts weren't working. And I think probably hitting refresh on all the buttons, and those buttons are pretty hidden, let me tell you, would have fixed it. So I can probably go back and have another crack with that one again. So the only thing with Streamlabs now is to get this multi-chat working, multi-stream stuff. Not multi-stream. Multi-stream is when you stream to more than one place, but the multi-chat, so you can add people to the stream, would be nice. Hi, all is gone. Lovely to see you. Don't know, not late at all. Joining Dom live from work. Hey, Keith in Watford. It's that time of day, isn't it? It's quite interesting. I started streaming a little bit earlier. Any big news of the day? Apart from Ben Jordan potentially doing this stuff, not non-political news. I don't think much has actually happened. Prince Harry's memoir to be called Spare. Oh, that's quite funny. Prince Harry memoir to be called Spare. What number are you in line to the throne? I'm not. I'm the Spare. My word. My word. The book by Prince Harry will be titled Spare and will include his full account behind his decision to give up royal duties and move to the US. Goodness me. Some proceeds will go to charity. 2 donations, 1.8 million respectively. Spare, the title of Prince Harry's memoir, is presumably a nod to the phrase the monarchs need an heir and a spare. An heir and a spare. Wow. Well, that's good news. Can't wait to hear about that. Slightly tongue-in-cheek, perhaps. What else is happening in the world? House prices are to fall 8% in the next year. This is obviously all UK based, so you can see what's going on in the United Kingdom. Number 10 backs Braverman after MI5 leak report. Well, this is a new person who has been promoted back into the cabinet as kind of chief of security, really, who was recently sacked 2 weeks ago for sending private government classified documents from her own email by accident, I guess. So there's a bit of an own goal going on there, but it's politics. Don't really want to do politics. What's happening in the US? What's a good source for US news? CBS News? As in, unbiased. There's always a bias to news, right? But I'm thinking of something that, generally is news rather than opinion. Not a lot, I would say. Prince Harry's memoir's coming out the 10th of January. Bad timing. Bet they were working so hard to get that out before Christmas. And I bet it was delayed because of negotiations over money. But that's just me. I wasn't going to say you mean Meghan's decision, but yes, I completely think you're correct there. Hang on. Mouse has gone mad. Meghan's decision. Oh, the new tweet deck. update is here. Right, we're going to check that out in a second. Discount Prince. Oh, bless him. The new TweetDeck update is great. Right. Oops. Oh, I've ended up in their Twitter feed, but I'm sure there'll be a link here. Do you mean Stream Deck or TweetDeck? I automatically thought you meant Stream Deck. I think you probably do mean Stream Deck. Whoops. The Twitter deal to get done tomorrow. Seriously? Really? God, they put their fingers out. Oh, this cookie thing is ridiculous. Mark II. Everything you love about Stream Deck just got better. Oh, that's the Stream Deck Mark II. Let me see if there's a software update. Hold on. I've got my Stream Deck running under the control of something else at the moment, and I can't remember what it is. Stream Deck 5.3. What's new? Exciting. Major additions and changes. Let's get right into it. OBS. This update adds 10 new actions to the OBS Studio plugin. Record, pause, replay buff. Oh, nice. Turn off, on or off the replay button. Scene, switch scene collections. Play, pause, restart or stop media source. Turn studio mode on and off. Turn on and off the filter. Take a screenshot. Nice. Nice. Check out our very own Kado creating dynamic scenes. Nice, 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 nice. Custom multi-action delay. Back in March 22, we rolled a change that made multi-action delays up to 50% faster. So that's when you're firing off one thing after another from the Stream Deck. Cool. Resizable property inspector. Device rotation. That's quite neat. Something irrelevant. Okay, well, off we go. Let's see what happens. I saw a picture of Elon Musk walking in with a sink, getting all the news. Fox News, if you want to laugh. Yeah, I kind of wanted news though. Hang on. Good afternoon, Norfolk Rolling Rambler with the best name and the best icon. Bunch of keyboards going on there, rambling. Yeah, he bought his own sink, absolutely, absolutely. He's like Richard Branson with more money. Funnily enough, Branson was taking deposits on spaceflight so long ago at exorbitant charges and kind of did nothing as far as I can tell. I mean, he ramped it up quite quickly when everyone else caught up, and he does seem to have produced a kind of rocket thing, but I don't think he did that much, to be honest. He certainly didn't concentrate on the Virgin Galactic brand. I think he concentrated on a lot more on collecting deposits from famous friends than he did on actually building a rocket, because he had a very number of years march on everyone else. New Mac OS Ventura is out now, I think. Whoa. Oh, it is TweetDeck. All right. Well, that's interesting, Culture of Ghosts, because I've just updated my Stream Deck with some quite groovy new functions. Culture of Ghosts saying it is TweetDeck. I'm going to look back at TweetDeck. I think when I last looked at TweetDeck, it was expensive. But it's a good thing because it allows, I mean, I'm useless at keeping in touch with across all kind of, socials, if you like. Let's have a look. I can't remember how much it costs. Or maybe it's free now. There is a free one. It is free. Now I'm confused. Let's just open this and see what's going on. TweetDeck pricing 0. TweetDeck alternatives. Oh, maybe it was Hootsuite I thought was expensive. So if you want to keep on top of your socials, then maybe TweetDeck's cool. So is there not a paid version? Maybe not then. Fair enough. That's something for after the stream. Stick that on my list. Thank you very much indeed. Brilliant. I'm sure Culture of Ghosts will explain in the chat. It's like a manage all your Twitter profiles and social things. There's a few of them about. It's like Hootsuite is the obvious one, I think, which I was looking at before, but there's $50 a month. So you can put in all your social profiles, your Instas, TikToks, for the idea anyway, Facebooks, everything, and then you can schedule posts in advance. So if you're running the social media campaigns for a company or individual or something, you can sort of set it all up. The antithesis of what social media should really be like, as in spontaneous and real and whatever, but you can just clearly, that's me being cynical. Obviously, if you're doing some kind of campaign, you can coordinate it all off, sending it at the, middle of the night, and then you can see how good your posts are doing, how many people are seeing them, reacting to them, and you can work out kind of the best times of day to come on. Like the best time of day for this stream is about now, I think, so far, because people are coming to the end of their working day in the UK, and they're like, oh, that's it, I'll just chill out a little bit on the way out of work. But yeah, at least we found the update for the Stream Deck as well. It does other stuff as well though, right? Culture of Ghosts, an alternative skin and layout to Twitter. You can kind of queue stuff up and all the rest of it. Jonathan Dent with a controversial one. Elon Musk runs the biggest Ponzi scheme in history, allegedly. Definitely worth considering that one, I think. Oh, let that sink in. Was Elon's intended troll, because I think someone else posted that. I think the boss of Twitter or something said, yeah, just let it sink in. Ho ho ho. I find Elon, full marks, clever guy, done very well to get behind PayPal back in the day. What a brilliant thing to do. It's tedious though, needy in a certain way, I think, but I don't like the manipulation of the stock market in the way that it's done. Anyway, it's free, says Culture of Ghosts, and I think it is a hub for social media type of stuff. LinkedIn is social media for companies. That's something I haven't been on for a while, since I left the world of companies. But I do see quite a few people still posting on there, and it's a good thing. I think we used to get lots and lots of hit ups by recruitment companies. So if you're not working, you'd get a lot of recruitment companies saying, I've seen you're not doing much. Are you interested in looking around for another job? Or if you're running something, just inundated with these people. Just you can buy a subscription to LinkedIn that effectively allows you to spam people. You can get their details and just go, okay, well, and they call it, I can't remember what they call it, but it's spam basically, you know. So we run a team of developers in this country or other, or you know, I can find you a better job or whatever. Have you tried Ecamm? Not sure if I should be able to be opening this. Ecamm, I assumed. All right, it's safe. Is it safe? Yeah, I think so. All right, it's streaming software for the Mac, the leading live streaming and video production studio built for the Mac in 4K on an M1 Live. Sorry, that was lack of chill out to that one. I think it's not a cloud thing, is it? I think it's a run on your, which is fine, which would be perfect for doing something like this. It's just that if you want to get guests on, you can hit issues, because if you've got people connecting to you and then you're streaming that out, then it's hitting your bandwidth quite heavily. Whereas, I mean, now Nick in Sonic State runs his system in the cloud now. So he's effectively just got a remote connection to a machine running Windows, I think, that runs his software, and then everyone connects to that. So it just means that it's not utilizing his bandwidth. He's not, you know, he could disappear. He could be disconnected, and the whole thing would carry streaming on. And I think that's the way of the future. Although you can do more things if you're running something like this locally, obviously, because you're effectively running a little TV studio on your Mac, so you've got much better control over stuff. If it's anything more than, you know, one person chatting like this, like I say, but you could run it really well. It'd be nice. So no, I haven't tried Ecamm. I thought it might be something different. I thought you were tricking me into opening something that would kill the terms of service of YouTube. Not that you ever would, of course. Rumour has it Mr. Musk wants MRE video for Twitter, maybe long form content at some point to compete with YouTube. More video for Twitter. That would make sense. That would definitely make sense. It's a good platform for doing lots and lots of stuff on. There's an open source copy of Twitter called Mastodon, which actually is really good as well. So if you want to run your own, somewhere between a forum and Facebook, you can use it for, you know, as a centralized location for a closed user group of people. Twitter's quite a useful sort of format for that. In fact, I think OnlyFans runs on a Mastodon-based instance. I think it's you know, you register. They built a payment gateway into it, but effectively, if you look at the front of OnlyFans, it's got a Twitter-style layout. It's very, very similar to that whole thing. So they've taken something that's pre-existed and bolted in a payment system. I don't have an OnlyFans page, and I don't just subscribe to anyone on OnlyFans. But I was doing some research one evening, and that's what I found. I think Twitter max video length is like 2 minutes currently. Yeah, that has to change. Tony Robertson is the only thing I watch on YouTube. Oh, the music got louder. Okay. It's just a tune that's louder. Okay, that's good to know. Maybe I'll stick that through some kind of limiter or something. There are definitely louder and softer tunes going on that stream, because it's pulled straight directly from the YouTube stream. Thanks, Chris Ed. Right. I'm going to take a very, very quick break just to grab some water. And I will be back literally in a couple of seconds, and we'll have a go at making this modular, making something happen with the modular. Now I don't have a a back soon type of thing. So if you give us 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay. Ah, that's not the best view in the world, is it? Never mind. That's better. Yeah, it's Lofi Girl YouTube channel. You can either play the stream direct from their YouTube channel and give it credit, which I can show you. So there you go, that's what's playing at the moment. Oh, and I will turn it down. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Which is indeed beats to relax and study to. They also have beats to fall asleep to kind of thing as well. But this is literally just being pulled straight from that. But they do allow you to use that stream without copyright strikes, as long as you credit them with the words that I've used underneath the YouTube broadcast. So, which is really cool. I've had 2 copyright strikes so far. Both of them they've pulled out when I've explained what it was, and also just let the Lofi team know that they're being copyright stripped or whatever, struck. No, I don't think it's Janet Jackson, but it may be influenced by that chord sequence I'm getting. Let's see what we can do here. Here's my copy of OBS, just so you can see what I'm doing. I've only got two things set up at the moment. The live modular rig and me. Normally you end up kind of going down a big tunnel of craziness when you do this kind of stuff, but so on the live modular you should be able to put that camera on and see myself if I spin round. So I'm going to turn the music right down to about 5%. We can lose it completely if this kind of works, but let's see what's going on. Copyright flogged. Yes, not even flagged. What I can do is just move. Hold on. Okay, I've just moved chat out the way a little bit. Let's see what I can do. Let's just see if this works. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Slidey chairs on carpet. That's never good. Okay, hold on. Wow. Oh, it's wobbly. Why is it wobbling? I think it must be a slightly wobbly table with a big zoomed in thing. Right, so first off, is this mic loud enough? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sounds a bit bassier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll give that a go. Well, I forgot to grab my water. Mic is fine. Good. Thank you, Chris Head. That's very kind of you. Okay. So, the trick would be to just put something into Morphogene just to start with and see what happens. So we've got Morphogene. Morphogene is this one down here. It has a stereo in and a stereo out. Has a speed playback knob in the middle. Ooh. And that is forwards, and the other way is backwards. See if I can move that out of the way. Cool, so that will slow it down, and sorry, that will turn it backwards very fast. That will stop it, and that will go forwards very fast. And basically it's just a stereo recorder. So my idea was to listen along a loop hop. I could put my voice through Morphogene. In fact, I was going to say, but it would take a bit of a repatch. But no, I can, on my phone, I can plug my phone into Morphogene and I can just tune in to the YouTube stream for a very trippy effect. With any luck, let's just see. So you should get the delayed YouTube stream effect. With any luck, let's just see. So you should get the delayed YouTube stream. If I keep talking, let me just see if that's actually making it through. YouTube stream. If I keep talking, let me just see if that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I keep talking, let me just see if that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Talking. Let me just see if that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think. Can you hear that one? Hold on. Talking. Let me just see if that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you probably can't. Just hold on 1 second. Can you hear that one? Hold on. Talking. Let me just see if that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you probably can't. Just hold on 1 second. Can you hear that one? Hold on. And of course it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? No, you probably can't. Just hold on 1 second. Can you hear that one? Hold on. Sound like Jimmy Carr. Right? No, you probably can't. Just hold on 1 second. Can you hear that one? Hold on. Let's try slowing it down. No, you probably can't. Just hold on 1 second. Can you hear that one? Let's try slowing it down. Let me just see if I can get in front of it without sticking my hand in the front. Okay, let's see. Now I need to remember how to reset this whole thing because obviously it's gone loopy. But basically this is the how to reset this whole thing because obviously this is incoming audio. It's gone loopy, but basically and this is loopy mad audio. This whole thing because obviously this is incoming audio. So I'm just going to unplug the incoming audio just for a second and find my cheat sheet. What was that? Is that typo correct? Not even that delayed. Yes, we're getting the count. And no, you probably can't. Oh, cool. You did get it. That's really good. Okay, so I need to look up. There is a modular software called Modes, I think. Is it called Modes? Yes. It's an app. It's really good. You probably can't see it that well because this camera is awful. The one that's on me anyway. It's just an old Logitech camera. But it has cheat sheets for loads and loads of different modules. So particularly the Make Noise Morphogene. It tells you the combinations of keys that you need to empty the reels. And the reels are effectively what you're recording into. So it says long press on record and hold the shift. Hold the shift, long press on record for 3 seconds. So that should empty our reel. Then if I turn this back on, this is incoming audio. And I'll find just something else just for a moment so that we don't get too confused with me speaking and the whole thing going crazy. Let me just find something to look at or listen to rather. My favourite man.
taught me how to use tools. And I remember so well him saying, pay attention, keep your eye on what you're doing. When you're sawing a piece of wood, listen and watch, listen to and watch the movement of the saw. Watch the hammer so you hit the nail straight.
Guys, so good.
And these two lessons of 100% giving attention and observing what was around me have stood me in good stead all my life. Mum was Russian. Well, he was also an artist in her way. She was a housewife.
It's a guy called John Butler.
That's what women wear. They called themselves.
He's a wonderful guy. Now,
Mum was always,
I need to get the...
when women's lib came in, she said...
the level right into the Morphogene, because I don't think it's properly gained staged. So again, if I check this modes app, there is a cheat sheet that I can print off. That would be more useful. Hold on a second. I will leave you in the capable hands of a badly gained staged John Butler, and I'll go and grab this off the printer.
Of the heart. And the whole household shone with that tender, loving care that emanates from her. Someone that loves their work and gives themselves to it. The way the table was laid, the way she knitted our clothes for us, did the mending, did the washing up, everything was a work of art and done with love. It was a shock because up till then we lived in the deep country and I hardly knew what another little boy was. My companions were nature and animals, and I was suddenly thrown into this world of other little boys, and I was completely lost, and for the first time in my life I knew what it was to feel isolated and lonely. Thank God the school was in a rural setting, so there were big gardens where I could go, and also in my little childish way I remember so well just burying my little head in my hand and closing my eyes and saying, God bless Mummy and Daddy and my sister.
Okay, the Morphogene cheat sheet.
What a haven
So
of
it says...
security that was for me. Yes, I think that probably was so.
If you hold down record and press shift, it will auto level, which I think is what I did last time by accident.
You look at a tree, you put your arms around a tree and you're held in stillness, in quietness, in that reassurance of,
there you go,
of just simply being itself. That's what a contrast it is to the noise and
so that is incoming into the
the
Morphogene.
agitation that you get from most people. Well, I wouldn't say that. No, it's really a book committed to discovering.
So I can hit record and splice to record into a new
If I use
splice.
clever words like the infinite or even God, as a young man, I still don't know really what they are. Who does know what God is? Nobody knows what God is. I still don't know really what I still don't know God. I still don't know God.
Let me take a slightly different one. So how do I delete the splice? So I go shift and record. Now I can take another splice.
All the things you long for, happiness, it all comes and goes, doesn't it? And I think perhaps I was just greedy. I wanted that which didn't end.
Okay, so
I wanted to make the world a better
I'm going
place.
to flip this over here and it should play back what I've just recorded.
And I think perhaps I was just greedy. I think perhaps I was just greedy. And I think perhaps I was just greedy. I wanted
that which didn't end.
And I think
When this is green,
perhaps I was just greedy. I
which
wanted
seems to be a little bit hard to find, that's the original
that which
speed.
didn't end. And I think perhaps I was just greedy. I wanted
And
that
then
which didn't end.
you can start.
And I think
Maybe I've got some various, but
perhaps
you
I was
can
just
literally
greedy. I
start
wanted
breaking that down
that which
into
didn't end.
little sections.
And I think just greedy. I wanted.
This set's where the
Perhaps
section
I was-
starts, and that's the length of the section. I'm going to have to consult the manual again in a second.
I think perhaps I was just greedy. I
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go on a journey. And now we should be able to lay back some of the original.
And round in eternal presence. The peace of God passeth understanding. Right here and now. We can never be closer to God than right here and now. It certainly was very important. Yes, I had to go to London to be taught. I was taught. The first practice, my first farm was in Bakewell, so I had to get.
What a mad thing. I need to read some instructions next, because I'm sure you can do more granular stuff without just randomly tweaking. Not those two, it's these two.
Perhaps I was just greedy.
You should be able to, you've got reels, you should be able to make splices out of the reels. So, I think we recorded a splice, and then I think you can split them into more splices.
Perhaps I was just greedy. I wanted that which didn't end. And I think didn't end.
My gosh, you could get lost for hours. We don't want to get involved in Modular Squad is absolutely fine. No, I'm completely with you. And the Morphogene, you can do this in VCV Rack, right? I'm pretty sure. I mean, inside the Morphogene is a bunch of computer bits. This is not analog stuff going on. This is clever echo style, speed style programming. Doesn't have as many knobs, but you know, you can do this stuff. There's nothing to stop you getting involved in doing it in VCV Rack. And I would suggest, if you just want to do some crazy stoned out kind of stuff, that you do that. I'm going to see if we can find a bit of classical music or something. Yeah, the Gaz, I'm never getting into Modular. Exactly. Can you do that on MPC? Backwards, slowed down in reverse, in little tiny chunks? Probably. Loads of things, really. It's just quite a tactile way of quite a tactile way of doing it, I guess, in here. Let me see what I can find, see if we can find some piano music or something, just to see what happens if we get something a bit more musical without the gaps, basically. So I think I hold down record and hold the shift down. Or was that the auto level? That was the auto level. To delete a splice, I hold shift and then record. Okay. Get the input level right, to be honest. Let me just try again. So to set, I'd much rather it had a trim for the input level and an LED to show what's going on. What did it say? Record level. Auto level is record and then hold down shift. That doesn't sound right, does it? Going to find some different piano music, because that's pretend piano music. MPC has a clouds module just added. Reverse. Nice. Well, we'll find out all about that later at 7 o'clock. In 2.5 hours' time, if you fancy knowing what the MPC can do, Inky will be giving lessons on this very channel. On this very channel. Let's find some classical piano music. Oh, that might do. I'm standing firm as we speak, the anti not getting to modular squad. Yeah, absolutely. You'll see when I finally get my head around what's going on and I make a tune. That'll be the last thing I ever do on modular. Okay. I think I hit record to stop. I hope so. Nothing's coming out. Oh, there you go. You too can do this at home. Wouldn't you want to be able to do this? If we give out free drugs, I guess, with every kind of record. What I'm thinking is it's kind of like good for backdrops in techno tunes or extremely chilled out, laid back stuff. And obviously, rather than just randomly twiddle stuff, an element of kind of knowing what's working or not would be better. But rather than just me randomly doing stuff, wiring up some LFOs to the actual controls, which we can do, would be cool. So if I just make it play back at the normal speed, where it's green on that side, take off these two effects and make it play back the entire thing. Haha, hang on. Very hissy though, isn't it? That's me. So I'm going to try going straight then from the phone. I was going through an adapter with an attenuator on it to get the sound correct. However, we'll try direct it and see what happens. Listening in makes me want to get back into the editor. Yeah. Sequence the grains for a remix. Record filter. Yes, absolutely. Could be good to make atmosphere and also perhaps ear candy for bridging into the break. Yeah, absolutely. I think having some tracks in the background on top of whatever you're making, which are just slightly random, it's kind of a good thing, whatever it is. You know, you can just loop in a 30 seconds of something, whether that be rain or wind or waves or morphogenetic strangeness. Anyway, that's back at the normal speed. Now I think we can patch in some vary speed. Oh, actually, I'm going to re-record it. See if we can get a better sound, a louder, cleaner sound. I mean, to be fair, my phone isn't the greatest thing in the world, to be honest, either. It's seen better days. So if I delete this splice by holding Shift and record, that's splice, not shift. No, I see what I'm doing now. Will Joseph, sample and make some good sounds to work with, and then make generative music with them, and you can be the new State Azure. Wow. There's method to my madness. If I carry on doing this kind of stuff and just make all of these samples available on something, is there any appetite for that? Just stick them all on Bandcamp or something. I was going to release some of the tunes I've made with all stems at the same time on the Bandcamp for, $5 a month or something, if that's worthwhile. So you get all the kick drums and all the rest of it. It kind of makes me think that it is worthwhile to do something like that. Okay, so we turn the Morphogene so that we're listening to the input, which is my phone. We turn my phone up, we can hear absolutely nothing. Even though it's set to super loud, so maybe it's just super quiet. On my cheat sheet, it says in order to record the auto level, you hold Shift down and you push record and you play the loudest bit. I have to say I might have been pressing splice and record before. So we hold record down, we press Shift. Is there even any audio coming? Hold on a second. Unplug this for a sec. Ah. Okay, so theoretically, absolutely nothing. What's going on? Okay, let me try this again then. Something about the modular is obviously killing the audio out of my phone. Let's try this. There you go. Please try some LFO. Please try some LFO and sample and hold into the CV. Absolutely. Just give me a moment. So quietly. That's a bit better. All right, so that's kind of a little bit better. I think we can mess around with that a bit too much. If I then delete the splice that I had, and a splice is a section of audio. Looking at my cheat sheet, delete splice is shift and then record. That's already gone. And then record into splice is just hit the record. So let's find some music from the beginning. Just a bit too high still. Let's try that again. So to delete the splice, I hold shift and record. Take the level down a bit. Perhaps the record shift bit is after recording with the rec splice. What's it? You could well be right, so yeah, absolutely, Jack. Okay, are we ready? Jolly. Mendelssohn. I think all of this is Mendelssohn. Oh no, this is Mendelssohn anyway. Okay, so we are now recording something which is kind of cool. Not me. So if I hit record again, I should stop. That is now coming back out of the Morphogene. So, as the wonderful M-Block says, please try some LFO into ACV. Yeah, so we could try the vary speed to start with. So up the top here, I've got an LFO. Which is marvellously musical. I can give it a slightly different speeding LFO, but that's probably not the best LFO to use. I need to get a camera so that you can see the rest of the rack actually. Let's see if I can do it with this. Not easily. That's for another time. So trust me, I'm going to put some LFOs and bits and pieces into it. But just doing vary speed is clearly not the answer. But as you can hear, kind of putting it backwards. So if I put an LFO, low frequency oscillator, i.e. something that's going nice and slow, which I can do from this thing called Pamela's New Workout, which I'll set to 80 BPM, and I will take one of these and turn it into a slow LFO. And we'll plug it into the slide. This is all getting lost behind cables, but into this slide here. Coming out of this thing. Although my headphones do keep falling out. Well, Joseph, I can for sure see how much fun one can have playing with these things, toys, but I don't think I'd be able to make a proper track with them. I think you can make ambient beds. That's better. Okay, finally. Strangely enough, putting my headphones in properly made it come up to the right level. I mean, now that is more reminiscent of the tape loops that you would be building up. Hey Paul LeBlanc, thank you very much for joining. Quietest stream this afternoon, less of the lo-fi, more of the messing around with Morphogenes. So running this backwards, thought I'd be into I was going to say messing around with knobs. I mean basically messing around with knobs, but the combination of reverb, delay and a Morphogene isn't bad. Now I finally, if I take the effects off, if I finally seem to be getting a sound out of the Morphogene, which is a little bit more useful, shall we say. It's more reminiscent of some of the tape loop experiments that like Eno and David Byrne and stuff like that would be doing. And that's kind of what the Morphogene was meant to be emulating to a certain degree, but it doesn't do that kind of tape degradation type of stuff. Can you filter the Morphogene? Yes, I can, absolutely. Let me give you some of that. I can take the Morphogene, and off the top of your screen is the Schwayman. Which I can now put back in. so. So if I pull this back a little bit. That's getting better. I'll just stop the lo-fi music in the background. Kind of chilled. Yes, Paul LeBlanc. More NPC stuff later on. We had a couple of LFOs back to where you can see it on the Morphogene. Find some more patch cables. Let's do the gene size one. That's getting better. So I've got instead of doing this, I've got this cable here doing it instead. I promise next time I'll get this better filmed as well and less wobbly. If I slow down that. Hey Neil Wharton, lovely to see you. Oh man, London a bit. Where did you drive in from, Neil? So there you go, and that started life.
Him though that he was being.
It's popped onto the next track on the YouTube, so we'll run that in a second. That started life as a piano, Mussorgsky piano piece. I don't want that, we'll get a copyright strike. However, if I now delete that splice by holding Shift and record, I could save it and all that kind of stuff, but we won't for this one. Flip on back to see if you recognise who this is.
Growing areas of the city, mainly because it's a decent location and the rent is a-okay with me. As far as crime rates go in the area, it seems to be kind of a mixed bag. So we will say
Now, if we get the radio stuff we were looking at yesterday, I think that could be something amazing. It's that chapter, another one of the Psycho Killer YouTube channels that we all love. That sounds like me snoring. See if I can find something else to sample. let's see what we can find. Else to sample. Let's see what we can find else to sample. Oh, where was Neil coming from? Derby. Oh man, yeah, that's like when we went up to Sheffield from. I mean, I'm south of London, down near Gatwick and Brighton-ish, towards Brighton. But oh mate, yeah, that was a long drive. 4:30 in the morning? 4:30 this morning. My gosh. Yeah, make the mistake of driving across London thinking it would be quicker than the tube, says Inky. Not so great. Not so great. Let me see if I can get that chat sitting a bit better. Let's try that just for a bit. It's a good learning experience. I'm sorry I'm learning at your expense, but it is a kind of good learning experience to get my head around how this whole stuff works, and so it makes me able to do this stuff a little bit more professionally. Obviously, I can do streams with guests quite easily, but actually, as a one-man band, plugging things in and changing stuff and all the rest of it, it's good to try and find my feet doing this. Is there a volts per octave, says M-Block? No, but no, not per octave. Just effectively vary speeds, and this is called the vary speed, and I don't think it's volts per octave to change it, but we can give that a go in a second. Cheers, Chris Head. Thanks for my offer of snooze. Us old uns don't have staying power. Put my phone on the keyboard. Thank you very much. It's a nice way to load it. Yeah, it's a nice way to watch me trying to work out how best to do this. And every time I bump into the table, obviously the camera kind of wobbles. So I'm going to put that on a slightly different stand. But we're getting there. Ionian Echoes, what are you using the launch codes for? I'm using it for M303 slide on accents for sequencer reset on the quad swarm and others. I was using it for kick drum, hi-hats and percussion patterns. It's this thing here, the launch codes. And you can tap in rhythms and it will play it back to you. And now I'm using it for percussion stuff that's coming out of either the Bitbox or the Rample. But it is early days for this module. Hence, I'm just taking it one module at a time just to kind of play around with it and get my head back into the right space. But also, I didn't want to do a drum-based techno-y kind of thing on a chill-out stream. Most of this stuff here is designed around fitting stuff around a kick drum, to be honest, with the Morphogene doing background noises. And the last thing anyone really wants to listen to on a Thursday afternoon at 10 to 5 in the UK or 10 to 11 in the US or whatever is me trying to make kick techno music on a modular on a laid back stream. So I kept that out for you. Let me just find something else to play in off my phone, and we'll see what we can make it do. What shall I search? Hold on. What's on the front page? How about a synth stream of some kind? Dr. Mix, State Azure. We could sample State Azure, seeing as he was just mentioned just above. Let's see. Man, this was such a good stream. So, shift and record kills the splice, which is already done. Record starts recording the splice. handing this back over to the right gives me just the sound coming out of the Morphogene. That was a bit loud, I think. So we'll just do that again. Shift to record kills the splice. Record and shift sets the level. Record will start recording. Oh yeah, I've got links. I've got links to Cresshead's book as well that he kindly sent me that I must post out in a second, which I'll do. So that's really just a long droney sound. I will get rid of the effects for a second. Need to find something a bit more interesting, I think. Let's find something with a bit, not that that's not interesting, but something with a bit more variation.
Number 7, Darude Sandstorm. Produced by Finnish DJ Darude, this 1999 trance anthem took the world literally by storm. With 500,000 copies sold in the United States alone.
That's what we want with Dr. Mix. There you go. Hours of enthusiastic, weird and wonderful background noises. Definitely works best with kind of, I guess, the piano stuff. Let me just find a little bit more. If you want like a one big bed sound. Let's have another look.
Which was released in the year 2000.
Les, welcome.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me, Rick. We sat around and we've been talking about this for about the past month or so. What's going to be on this list?
Oh my word. Nuts! Nuts! Let me get back to the other camera for a while and pop on the lo-fi so I can work out how best to get these audio levels set. Just 1 second. That's better. That's better. Phew. Okay, let's bring back a bit of the old lo-fi. Find out what everyone's up to now. They've rejoined and everyone seems to be popping in to say hello. We've even got the chat working as well, on screen. How amazing is that? Hey, Andrew Brooks. Yes, M-Block, that's right. The SD card is full of reels. And in the reels, inside the reels, you have splices, and inside the splices, you have something else. I like to call them nuggets, but they're not really nuggets. And so, to be honest, what would have been good is that they've released tons and tons of different reels. A reel is like a reel of tape, really, and then you've got splices of that tape. That's the way it works. And then those splices can be kind of moved backwards and forwards against the tape head. That's the way it kind of sits there. But Make Noise have produced a whole bunch of reels that you can just stick on the card from people, wonderful people like Div Kid, all kind of people like that, that you can just load up and then set a load of modulation on all of the inputs and for the CV inputs, and it goes absolutely crazy. Absolutely. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It was a very bad demonstration I've just given, but I was kind of trying to make all the cameras work and everything else work as well. So it's nice to know that the theory works, just needs to be bolted down a bit more so it doesn't look like everything's about to fall off. M-Block, are you big on Modular? It's nice to see so many questions and stuff, which is really, really cool. Be good to know. Be good to know if you've made that thing. I don't particularly want this stream to be just about Modular either. It just so happened that I'm trying to set up a Modular rig in this week, actually, that I thought might as well stream it as I get along, which has two kind of effects. One is that I get very little done, but the other is I really enjoy just chatting. So win some, lose some, I think. Oh man, Andrew Brooks has got the soup on. What an epic thing. Just going to move the chat up a little bit. What kind of soup though? And I'm betting this is not out of a tin either. This is probably proper Andrew Brooks soup. Yeah, the chill music is definitely more relaxing than me trying to make a Morphogene work, isn't it? I think this is this is kind of the way. Chilled chat about kind of what's going on, and less there's plenty of people fiddling around with modular kit and stuff. Talking about putting modular kit in, pretty good. Making sounds with modular, good for 10 minutes. Oh, excellent, M Block. M Block saying, been exploring for 4 years. Wow. Wow. Well, it'd be great to find out more if you want to maybe come on and chat about it. Come on the Sunday stream and talk about it. It'd be really useful. We haven't had so much Modular on, and we have had some, but always looking for particularly new people. Everyone's always still learning, but people who are still exploring and really getting into it that way. We had Polypores on a few weeks ago, who was amazing. So the sound that he gets to come out of the stereo outputs of his Modular quickly, like he'll do an album. They say, "Can you do an album?" And he'll probably done one in the time it just took me to fool around with the Morphogene, and it sounds amazing. It's not even stick the stems in Ableton, master them for a little bit. He's really cool. Really good musician. Chicken, leek and mushroom. All fresh ingredients. No packets. I am a kitchen wizard. As long as I can just chuck it all in one pan. Nothing wrong with chucking it all in one pan. Wowzers. Wow, that sounds delicious. Chicken, leek and mushroom. Mrs. Wiggly's good on the soup. We've kind of traded roles a little bit. I used to do all the cooking. And I think really it was when Luna May came along that the roles have moved over to Mrs. Wiggly doing all the cooking, because my cooking used to be kind of in the evening and not eat anything in the day, whereas obviously children need a little bit more sustenance to that during the day. Cheese. Yeah, Andrew Brooks and cheese. I was listening to Andrew Brooks. Was it last night? Losing track of the days. Talking about cheese and special ordering of cheese from Italy, and getting a cheesy style. Well, it wasn't an Amazon delivery, but it was kind of the cheese version of Amazon delivering cheese to him. I don't like cheese. Terrible to say. Cheese and olives. I can't eat them. I don't like the taste. Apart from cooked cheese. So I get mozzarella. I don't know if that really counts as cheese. And I have cooked cheese, like if it was cheese on toast or if it was cheese on a pizza or whatever, or a cheese on a burger. But I don't like uncooked cheese. So actually, to be fair, cheese in soup would class as big cooked cheese, so we're all good. Chilled chat on a chilly day, yeah. Owned and sold many modules trying to build an instrument, says M Block. Yeah, I think that's the way, isn't it? This is my last iteration before admitting defeat, but I'm kind of confident I won't admit defeat on this one. I think this one might actually work. It's just going to take a good while, and learning how to get it all happening whilst streaming is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to got something in my headphone. Sorry, I'm distracted. It's hard to do. Plus, like I said, the prime driver, as Andrew Brooks will also attest to, is kind of being influenced by Surgeon, the DJ, and his techno influenced modular sets. And that's not for a chilled afternoon consumption, really. Oh dear, I think it's getting worse. Don't stick bits of metal in your headphones. Once you've started, though. Should have left well alone. Oh, it's still working. I just watched the Crow Talk at Spong's the other day. Really fun. I think I missed that one. Have you tried the subharmonica? No, I haven't. I'd love to try the subharmonica though. M Block. Modulate what you're modulating with modulation. Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Oh, this feels more relaxing than trying to balance the camera on my shoulder and make crazy tape loops on a Morphogene, I have to say. How have you managed to stick to being a veggie? No, that's interesting, actually. I meant to say that on the stream. No, but sort of. It's really weird. When we went, we did full on veggie, almost full on vegan, actually, for a while. And the vegan's not too hard for me, being a veggie, because I don't eat cheese and I don't drink milk, and so it's not a huge step beyond to get from vegan to veggie. But we did it for 5 weeks, and then we went on holiday to Portugal where Mrs. Wiggly was born. And we'd said that if we wanted to, we would go back to meat, and we did. And then when Luna May came back, she said, "Oh, actually, I'd quite like to carry on with the meat because the choice at school for the vegetarian isn't so great." And if you declare yourself as obviously fully vegetarian, the teachers won't let you eat meat, because if your parents say, "Oh, the vegetarian," or the child does, then you literally have to have what's on offer there. So we didn't, but actually, other than chicken, which we have a roast dinner every now and then. I mean, basically, other than Sunday lunch, it's pretty vegetarian in this house in general. Mrs. Wiggly's pretty much, I mean, she eats chicken every now and then for protein, but it's pretty much vegetarian diet. So without waving a big flag and saying, yeah, we're 100% vegetarian, I'd say we're 95% of what we eat is probably non-meat. And clearly, crackers and hot cross buns are completely vegetarian, so that's good. They're probably vegan, actually. So not officially, but actually naturally, we've definitely removed 90 to 95% of the meat in our household as a result of that. And it was interesting. It was surprisingly easy, I think, to do those 5 weeks. I didn't really miss it. I did miss chicken, but it wasn't that hard. After the first couple of weeks, it's like if you're only really doing a proper meaty sort of Sunday lunch type thing once a week, and the rest is, I don't know, some pasta and tomatoes or whatever, then it's it's not so good. No, it is good rather. It's very easy. Neil Wharton's off to see Hans Zimmer in June at the O2. Just had confirmation through. Stopping at the Intercontinental again, so very excited. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. What do you think of the new album? Mixed feelings, I think I got from Kent Spong's stream. I've never been a massive fan or whatever, but I'm sure it's going to be a great show. Great show. Cotswold on a burger. Cotswold cheese, I guess that must be. Not the Cotswolds on a burger. Can be really nice. Andrew Brooks, Neil was very excited. I'm as bad as Kent when it comes to Hans, absolutely. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? Hans Zimmer. I had Jean-Michel Jarre in my head. Seriously, getting early onset, I think. My word, that sounds amazing. Incredible. Kent will be so jealous. Oh, it's brilliant. I didn't even know he was playing. How fantastic. How fantastic. I don't know why I went off the Jean-Michel Jarre tip and feeling a little less enthusiastic. That's absolutely brilliant. Cheesy chat. Andrew Brooks, I wish I could do it like Surgeon. He's a genius and I'm still a modular newbie. Yeah, honestly, he is brilliant. He's been doing it for years though, and he's come from a background of being a really serious DJ, of knowing what works and what doesn't. He's done that. Put a tune on and watch everyone leave plenty of times, and put a tune on and watch everyone jump onto the dance floor as well. So he should be good. But when I found out he'd done like 20 minutes with just using the kick drum channel in the Pulsar, I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of imagine that. Oh, cool. Brett Lemmings. Hey, thank you, John, for the number station recommendation yesterday. It generated some ideas. So pleased. So pleased. I spent half the night, actually. I was watching Morphogene videos for one half before I went to bed, and tuning around the number station, because I was going to sample them today, but I can't get it working clearly enough on my mobile to do it. So what I think I'll probably do is just record a bunch of stuff, get the stems and sample from them, or even just run them in a loop, you know. But I'm glad it generated some ideas. It's like I don't know, sonically they're just so nice. If you missed it, yesterday's stream, we were looking at software-defined radio on the net. So they're basically radio receivers that are configured somewhere else in the world with a web page that you can go to and tune them and listen to what you can hear on them. And they work with multiple people. The way that software-defined radio works is that you can access a portion of their radio space as well as someone else. So up to hundreds of people could actually be tuning around on the same radio, listening to different things via the web, which is super clever. And obviously there's loads of stations that are kind of shortwave band, you know, from all around the world bouncing around. If you get a chance to listen to them after dark, though, then it's definitely worth a go, because I think they call it propagation, the way that the signals can bounce around the world, and becomes much better for foreign shortwave stations, so they bounce around. And you can hear a lot more. If you're interested in that, this is the link to the best one I could find, which is based in Amsterdam. So pop on and have a listen to that after the stream, or if you fancy a break, obviously pop off and have a listen to that. It's good because it's wideband, so you can literally listen to pretty much any frequency on shortwave, whereas most of the others are limited to normally amateur sort of ham radio bands and some specifics, whereas that you can listen across to all of the broadcast stations and everything around the world. So good, I'm glad about that. And we didn't find any number stations, but if you're into number stations, or if you don't know what they are, have a Google and have a look up number stations, because it's kind of, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to get into, not necessarily a good thing it's sort of spooky. What else is happening? Goodness me, I'm behind chat again. Way behind. Mr. Wiggly. I'm definitely cutting down on meat, says Andrew Brooks. The chicken only went into the soup because I had a chicken breast which needed using up. Absolutely. Trying to avoid red meat now, not always successful. Yeah, I think we do have this amazing butchers that literally in the local village is one of those, you know, they've been there for years. They supply restaurants in the area. They're just really, really good. And a really good fish shop, actually, about 4 miles away. So we're very blessed with that. But their meat is incredible. So you can really tell the difference. It just tastes, it's not outrageously expensive either. You know, it's on a par with everything else. But if you get a chicken from, well, like a Waitrose chicken, there's a Waitrose up the road, and a chicken from these guys, you instantly tell the difference. Like, well, this is much better. But I would definitely miss chicken. And I think if we barbecue burgers in the summer with the minced beef that's coming from the butchers up the road, that's pretty spectacular. But no, I can live without it. I can definitely live without it. Being vegetarian and plants-based, it's tricky. Not all plants are good for everyone. It's a catch-22 situation, says Universal Vibe, who is a vegan. Not all plants. Well, I guess so. You automatically assume if you avoid meat, then it's all going to be rosy from there on in. But clearly people are going to be, react differently to different ingredients and stuff. Plants have negative protein. What they can actually pull out the protein you're getting from other foods. There's a book called Plant Paradox. It helps everyone define what are the healthy plants to eat. Nice, okay. Here comes another rabbit hole. think the music's just jumped up a score, hasn't it? The plant paradox. The hidden dangers in healthy foods. No, it doesn't really give that much information on it. Oh, yes it does. My bad. Offers a truly paradigm shift in the way we think about food. I've actually read that before for other books as well. Whether you're paleo, gluten-free, low-carb or plant-based, Dr. Gundry's profound insights and practical advice will help reverse both autoimmune and neurodegenerative disease. Well, that's a bold claim. Gosh. Most of us have heard of gluten, a protein found in wheat that can cause widespread inflammation in the body. Americans spend billions of dollars on gluten-free diets in an effort to protect their health. But what if we've been missing the root of the problem? Okay. In The Plant Paradox, Dr. Stephen Gundry reveals that gluten is just one of a variety of common and highly toxic plant-based proteins called lectin. Lectins are found not only in grains, like wheat, but also in gluten-free foods most of us commonly regard as healthy, including fruits, vegetables, nuts, beans, and conventional dairy products. These proteins, which are found in the seeds, grains, skin, rind, and leaves of plants, are designed by nature to protect plants from predators, including humans. Well, this is making sense. Once ingested, they incite a kind of chemical warfare in our bodies, causing inflammatory reactions that can lead to weight gain and serious health conditions. Well, that's interesting. I think that's worth a read. There are, without reading it, these are the simple hacks we can easily employ to avoid them. 3 simple hacks. Peel your veggies. Well, that's people say they don't because they're full of the goodness. Don't peel your carrots, they say. Lectins are concentrated in the leaves, peel and seeds of plants. By peeling and de-seeding tomatoes and peppers, they reduce their lectin content. Shop for fruit in season. Okay, fruit contains fewer lectins when ripe. Swap your brown rice for white. Whole grains and seeds with harder outer coatings are designed by nature to cause digestive distress and are full of lectins. I gotta say, peel your veggies and white instead of brown rice is the opposite of what I have been led to believe. Wow. Okay, I'm going to send this to Mrs. Wiggly and see what she makes of it. She's big on food. I mean, we're all big on food, but she's well into healthy eating and all that stuff, which is great, and yoga and all things good, which I wish I did more of, or which I wish I did any of, because it would make me more healthy. I'm not completely unhealthy, but I'm not the healthiest in the world. Okay, David Serchuk, I'm what they call an ectomorph. We like veggies. I'm going to have to look that up now. Oh, what is your body type? Okay, we could do this as a quiz. You could be an ectomorph, a mesomorph, or an endomorph. Does it give you like a quiz? An ectomorph, typical traits: small, delicate frame and bone structure. Classic hard gainer, whatever that is. Flat chest, small shoulders, thin, lean muscle mass, hard to gain weight, fast metabolism. I can safely say I am not an ectomorph. Mesomorphs are athletic, hard-bodied, well-defined muscles, rectangular-shaped bodies, strong, gain muscles easily, gain fat more than ectomorphs. Perhaps in my day, or an endomorph. Soft, round body, gains muscle and fat very easily, generally short, okay, I'm quite tall, stocky, round, hard to lose fat, slow metabolisms, muscles not so well defined. I don't think I fit any of those. If anything, somewhere between a mesomorph and an endomorph, so that would be a mendomorph. I'm a mendomorph. Don't know David Serchek's an ectomorph. Well, good for you, mate. Ectomorphs are the ones that are kind of the ones that people probably say like, oh, I wish I had you can eat what you want kind of thing. Wish I had your build and whatever. So that's excellent. I'm way behind on the chat, so let's go down and have a look at what's going on. And I think the music has now sorted itself out. Hey, Paul Artola. Good to see you. Good to see you. Literally 10 minutes ago. That's where I'm in the chat. Catching up. Okay, I'm going to catch up really fast. Good to see you from sunny Maryland. Awake and present, but homework late. Teach. Jordan Rudess is playing at Synth Fest tonight in Burbank, CA, where I am playing Tarkus. Oh, cool, Paul LeBlanc. I missed that. Is that being streamed? Do you know? Synth Fest in Burbank. Hardsoft modular controllers keys. This is it, Synthplex. There must be a Synth Fest. Jordan Rudess, North Stage, 9 p.m. Doesn't say about streaming. Probably not, otherwise people wouldn't want to bother going. I'm not saying their thought process would be that they probably wouldn't bother going. We shall see. That sounds good though. Enjoy. And you're playing as well, so awesome. Awesome. Well done. Zimmer reverb means room reverb in German. So Zimmer is room. Put that then through a shimmer verb. Zimmer frame in the UK is the kind of support that older people use if their legs are frail. So like a walking stick, but built like a scaffold. If you see what I mean, you just move it along. Very, very stable, multi-legged walking system. Okay, that was me posting. That's where I've only just literally caught up with me posting about the software-defined radio. So go check that. Now I'm going to whiz forward. Lots of hellos. Hey, John Alchemy, thank you for joining. Hey, Steve A, just dropping in for a bit, chilling in the background. Nice one. That's exactly the point. Totally the point of joining. TBF hams and synth nerds cut from the same cloth. One friend I was working with getting into his homebrew lab controlled monitored via SDI CV and said, wow, yeah. I took my radio license when I was like 14 because I was really into it. And I haven't used it too much, but I've maintained a big love of radio and the sound of old radio as well. That whole thing. And actually, it's really similar. Some of the technicals are very similar to synthesis. Like I was saying yesterday, FM synthesis is using the same technique as FM radio. It is the same algorithmic processing kind of thing. So it's very, very similar. Culture of Ghost says I think there is something called plant-based protein. He's saying I thought there was something called plant-based protein. There is a negative protein called lectin that causes havoc in the gut. Absolutely, as we've just found out, as Mrs. Wigley is going to research later. It might be a rabbit hole, but you can't eat the rabbit, says Keith in Watford. Oh man, I love broccoli. David Serchek's eating broccoli here. Yeah. Luna May used to eat broccoli raw. If we pushed her in a pushchair, like when she was a baby around Sainsbury's, she would grab broccoli and just eat it. There's an amazing picture somewhere. I'll see if I can dig it out of Lula May just eating raw broccoli. Let me just see if I can find it in the background. I open up the right thing. Block and Andrew Brooks talking about an artist, but I can't work out who they're talking about. Oh, Richard H. Kirk, gotcha. Okay. Stream-wise, there's a clicking noise here and there while you talk, and the video delay is like 50 milliseconds. That would normally be a problem with my sample rate. The clicking noise is often the background music, though, to be fair. Kind of catches me out. I won't, unless it's annoying anybody, I won't jump in and try and get to the bottom of it yet, if that's okay. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully the clicking is actually the music, but we'll see. I don't think there's a problem, but there's so many moving parts in this continually moving technological stream stuff. I should really move it back to its simplest common denominator, really. Body type octatrack. Yes, absolutely. You're the middleman. Culture of Ghosts is the middleman. So, yeah, that means you are a mesomorph. Good to know. So now we know that Culture of Ghosts is athletic, hard-bodied, well-defined muscles, rectangular-shaped body, strong, gains muscles easily, and gains fat more easily than ectomorphs. The mesomorph body type responds to the best to weight training. Gains are usually seen very quickly, especially for beginners. The downside, there is surely, after that list, there is no downside to a mesomorph. The downside to mesomorph is they gain fat more easily than ectomorphs. There had to be something. This means they must watch their calorie intake. Usually a combination of weight training and cardio works best. I mean, I suppose if I was fitter, I would probably be a mesomorph, because I'm definitely not short, round-bodied, and I don't actually find it too hard to lose fat. That's just my age. That's my dad bod. So yeah, I'm definitely not the super thin ectomorph, thin type. So I suppose I would be, but I'm definitely not mesomorphic at the moment. Jabbermorph. Says Paul Hartol. Paul Hartol is a jabbermorph. Good work. Oh dear. Oh dear. A chippy morph as well. The shapes are quite funny, Culture of Ghosts. Yeah, I mean, here they are. It's like none of those are realistic. Unless it's typical of Australia. I think this has come from the Department of Health of Australia. So there's your three types of generic Australians. David Surchek is now morphing into a non-ectomorph. Will Joseph, one of the world's greatest chefs alongside Andrew Brooks, it would seem. Just because you're chatting about food, I just remembered that the name for the smallest part of the sound in granular is a grain, isn't it? Yes! A grain. That's true. That's true. And on the... is it the same for the same for the Morphogene? I wonder why it was written on the front then. Okay, so on the Morphogene, the breakdown is you start with reals. You have a project, I think, or you have your excuse me. your memory card, which stores reels. Pretty sure up near the top here somewhere there's a breakdown of the way that it runs. Reels to splices. Genes. Okay, so a reel is your whole kind of project, I suppose, and then you record splices, and then within those splices, if you want to take you could record a big speech and then you could chop it into splices, or you could record lots of different splices from different parts of something or different sources, and then a gene slice. A gene is a portion of that slice which you can loop round, or you can have gene sizes that play, and that those are the equivalent, I think, of your grains. We got there in the end. I don't think they're streaming Synthplex, Paul Artola. From the look of it, I'll have another look in a second. Universal Vibe. What modules do you have right next to the Model Ds? A blank module, but I think I took it back next door, the blank module from there. It is a Soma Lyra delay. There were two. The other one I've got in the other room. There's a silver one and a black one that I've been trying out. They're the effects section from the Lyra as Euro rack, and they're amazing. They're really amazing. And I thought I would put one in the rack as it stands, and I took it out. And I've been trying a pedal that I've got called the Strymon Dig, which is a more digital delay, because I'm using a pulsar and a Lyra. See, there's a Lyra just there. Whoops. There. Yep. So in there is a mad effects unit, which has a sort of double LFO delay style thing, and very dirty and pumping and grungy and nice, warm. And it makes a really, really good delay. But I wanted something that was stereo, that could do some ping pong style delays. And this is very much modular, and also gives me sounds that I can already make to a certain degree out of the Lyra. Otherwise, I'd probably put them both in the rack. They're amazing. Paul LeBlanc, I think I've missed you already, it being nearly 10 minutes ago when you left this message. So apologies for that. But thank you so much for joining. Oh, hang on. Did I say Model Ds? No, I've been talking about the the Moog 32. Okay. Next to the Model Ds are the Belgrade filters, and they're the multi-double filter things. I can't remember what they're actually called. Yeah, they're Belgrade dual state filters. 1976 dual peak state variable filters. One of my very, very first purchases, which I used and still do use more as an effect rack type of thing. I built a modular effects rack, and I wanted a stereo processing kind of rack, so I've got those on there. They make slightly clicky noises as you use them, which was slightly annoying, but they are really cool. You can define two peaks in your, or troughs in your filter, and they are really neat. I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to them because they don't really fit now with what I'm doing, but they're there just so that I can play with filters on stuff at the moment. They'll probably be on the for sale list fairly soon. Thank you for joining, Paul LeBlanc. I really do need to catch up towards the end of chat quickly, so let's have a look. Yeah, you're right. The filters are probably worth more than the Moog. They are really nice, and in fact, I discovered if you clean the contacts when they arrive, you get crackle on the switches and stuff, which is a bit bothering for something that's expensive. But they'd settle down with a bit of use. Not sure if that's good or bad, but they do. John Alchemy, I can't see you. Oh, he's gone into ghost mode. Didn't even notice any clicking. Oh, good. It was just me when they first there. How low is your latency set, Don? Might need a raise. It sounds just like such dropouts. Is people getting dropouts? Don't know if you can even change the latency on a Chrome-based stream. Let me know if it is dropping out a lot. Because my internet's been driving me mad as well. They fixed it once. My folks live very close by in the same street. Very lucky. Managed to get them, kind of next door but one. But their internet is just kind of just bounces up and down at the moment, which isn't great. And I presume we're on a very similar line now. So Universal Vibe saying likes the background music. Yeah, it is cool. It is Lofi Girl on YouTube. Commission and copyright strike free if you ever want to use it behind your own stream. You just have to at the moment kind of adjust the levels a little bit to just try and keep it. They explode sometimes on some of the more noisier tunes. Ecto Mezza combo with vegan and donuts. That sounds good. I'd like to be one of those. Universal Vibe in tighty whities. It's all about cheesy pants yesterday. I don't know how the subject of cheese and pants came up, but cheesy pants was the discussion at the dinner table yesterday for the Wigglies. The Soma delay can't be clocked. I think you're correct. Let me just check. No, it has a time in. It has a time in. So I must do a test on that because I only ever had it free running, but I believe you can clock it and select the clock from it as well. As in, you got two delays going on with two timers. You could have one based off the clock and one random or whatever. I'm going to give it a proper go later, but you should be able to clock it, yeah, with a pulse. Just sent Simon Greatbatch some suggested answers for the quiz. He's stressing already. Simon's coming on this Sunday coming up, which I'm really looking forward to. The YouTube coming soon should already be up, I hope. So there should be a coming soon for Simon Greatbatch's Sunday one. Hopefully that's already been published. Should have been done. If not, I will push the button later. But it should all be there. I don't see how you can have any suggested answers for the quiz because they're impossible to guess. Hey, NJ Cole, lovely to see you. Please refer to Morph chart as you enter chart. Ian J. Cole, we need to be working on which body type you are. Not sure if you were there, but here are your choices: ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph. This is new on me and some of the people in the chat, so you're very welcome. Ectomorph, skinny bean pole; mesomorph, apparently normal, I guess, most common, and endomorph, larger, shorter version of mesomorph. I don't know if any of this will fit into those descriptions. Are these streams now as omnipresent as the Spong show? Well, they could be. Ian's a mesomorph. Cool. Well, I think that's pretty much all of us then. I have a feeling Native VS could be an ectomorph. Could be wrong. What are you saying, Native VS? Ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph? There you go, if you missed it. Steve A, lots of clicking. Thought it was my phone, as I was using a different audio driver for recording earlier. Your sound seems fine. I can't really tell from that whether it's fine or not fine. I'll tell you what I can do. I can monitor on my phone. Okay, now this is going to really switch things up, because I'm now going to get a delay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't sound like it's clicking here. There is a lot of clicking going on in the background music. If I just stop that for a second. Apparently, if you make lo-fi background music, you have to put a track of clicks in the background. So here we go. There's now no background music going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's pretty cool, I think. Oh well, we'll see. Good enough to carry on, I think. How's the weather, ectomorph man? Up there. Your body is genomorph if it's 1 U tall and 20 HP wide. Definitely more towards an endomorph every day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Clicks but not bad, only occasionally, says Inky. See, I can trust Inky. I can trust Inky. She tells me the truth. If you ever want to make a streamer paranoid, just post stuff like, oh, it's really breaking up here. Oh, yeah. My mic's not working. And please don't start doing that, because I'll ignore it. But yeah, it's get onto Twitch sometimes and you do that. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I get the phone out and have a listen. Probably is mic clipping as well. Yeah. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's very hard to judge, actually. Actually, this. Oh. One, two, two. We shall see. As long as I'm audible for now, I think that's safe. Clicks around for clicky. Clicky. Oh, ha! I've got to the bottom of the chat though, so that's cool. All right, let me try and turn this down a bit. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that should not be clipping. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Never mind, JA. It's got to be fixed somehow. I can at least fix this a bit later anyway, as long as you can hear me. 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. How funny. That's what test streams like this are for, though. So maybe if I talk across the mic as well, that might 1, 2, 2, 2. All right, that's definitely not laid back if I'm shouting numbers down the microphone. So we'll chill out a little bit. Just heard the clicking. Oh, hang on. I think I've remembered something. I just remembered something. Yeah. I think for some reason I had StreamYard's overriding StreamYard's auto level stuff. So that should be controlling the overall level. So I think probably if it was distorting with the background music and me, that would be clicking. Anyway, I don't mind. We've done a lot of stream. My gosh, it's got to 6. Good lord. Lo-fi beats are the modern number station, Paul Artola. They definitely are. Did we get a response from body type from Native VS. I don't know why. I just clickless. I fixed it. I tell you, I fixed it. Fantastic. Okay, so what that was just too much audio going into StreamYard combined. It wasn't my mic. It was my mic plus the background music and then setting in StreamYard. A perfect storm of click. Right, so what's everybody up to later? I know what everyone's up to later. We're going to have MPC lessons in about an hour and a half's time. No, 2 hours. No, an hour and a half. So that's going to be cool. Doesn't matter about the video delay. Yeah, cutting out and clipping the peaks. There you go. Absolutely spot on, Universal Vibe. Now we know what's going on. There is a really good function that just says allow StreamYard to take care of the overall level. Doesn't sort out the balance between everything, but at least it stops that clicking. Ian J. Cole is off to the cinema. Obviously after the NPC lessons, I assume. What are you going to see? Sorry, Inky. Because we did the first stream at 7:30, at least I'm pretty sure we did. In my world, we did. I've always assumed that all the other streams will be starting at 7:30. But we're starting at 7, so it's in an hour and 10 minutes. The Lost King film. Anything about that much. I don't really know much about anything. The Lost King, drama comedy. Don't worry, I won't tell you what happens. Wow. It's about the king they found in the car park, right? Excellent. Oh, that looks really good. We kind of watch children's films most of the time here. Sample the clicking into the Morphogene. Well, I would, Mblock, but I fixed it. No more clicking, see? No more clicking. I think it'll be good. I think you'll come out with a nice warm feeling, Ian J. Cole. 6.8 on IMDb, which is watchable. You know, it's not anything below 6.5 I found like it's not worth watching, but but it's a fine back, you know. Literally anything above 6.5 is good. It all happens in a car park. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so Inky says we didn't actually start the first stream at 7:30, which kind of explains a lot. How are you still alive? Just living in my own world. I could have sworn we started the first stream at 7:30, or maybe you said something about starting it at 7:30 and then we switched to 7. I've had 7:30 in my head forever. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so 7 o'clock tonight, as previous episodes, myself and Kent Spong and Inky the Cat. Well, Inky the Cat will be teaching us MPC with the newly released MPC firmware update. So I'll have to move the camera over in a minute. I'm looking forward to that. Edward, it was Richard III, wasn't it? King in the car park. No, I don't know if you remember, they unearthed the skeleton of Richard III in a car park in Leicester. Honestly, not making it up, in the UK. And I think this is the romanticised version of that discovery turned into a film. 4 weddings and a skeleton type of thing. Looks like it. It's a drama comedy. I think it's a feel-good movie, but I could be wrong. Produced by Steve Coogan. Directed by Stephen Frears. I know that name. What's he done? My gosh, he did My Beautiful Laundrette, Prick Up Your Ears, Dangerous Liaisons, Grifters, High Fidelity. Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be a really feel-good thing. Dirty Pretty Things, The Queen, The Lost King, amongst many others. I mean, he's done a couple of films, yeah, lots and lots and lots of big stuff. So I think you're going to come out with a warm, romantic feeling going on. Blame you. I'm not blaming you. Oh dear. Circuit course next, please. That could be cool. I think that Inky Teaches series of webinars would be good. King in the car park sounds like a royal scandal. Yeah, totally. I mean, if someone said, oh yeah, they found Richard III in a car park in Leicester, I guess they were building the car park. Oh. Well, don't give it away, Andrew. Andrew's saying that he died in Bosworth and was buried and they built a car park over him. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. There weren't that many car parks around back then, were there? Battle of the car park. Of course, I don't know about moving him. Maybe they buried him and then they built a car park over it. Absolutely. Oh, homegrown. How do you romanticize finding bones in a building site? Oh, you watch. Stephen Frears knows how to do that. He'll do that. It'll be the struggle of one girl who's determined that the king is under the car park against the world who basically say you're not digging up that car park, and she's going to be proved right. I don't know. I haven't read it, but that's romantically, that she's going to get through. She's going to get to the end, and we all know because it's based on real life what happens. So she's going to get it together, and everyone's going to believe her in the end, and it's going to be a real feel good, and they will start singing and applauding at the end when the king appears. Or something. That's how it's going to be romantic as well, because she's going to fall in love with the guy that digs a hole, I reckon. So sorry to spoil it for you, Ian, but that's my take. Horse parks back then, well, told absolutely, or fences as we used to call them. Oh, Pierre the Acid Cloud will be live at 8. And isn't Gasm live at 9 in key, I think? Probably not, because I get all the times wrong. It's probably yesterday. Was it called Tudor's Car Park? That would be cool. Yeah, cool. Richard III was not a Tudor. He was a Plantagenet. Andrew Brooks is a teacher as well. He knows that stuff. In America, if they find someone under the car park, it's a bobby. Regroup tomorrow, Ian, and let me know how close that was. That would be really scary if it was a correct summary. Oh dear. Is Kent's show on? I think so. Well, Kent's going to come on the NPC, so we'll find out. It was amazing yesterday on the Smash stream, because poor Ollie had a panic attack just as we were about to go live and decided to duck out kind of halfway through or early into the stream, which is fine. It really wasn't helping a panic attack coming on the stream talking about panic attacks. But Kent came on and talked about agoraphobia, and it was revealing and very nice of him to do so as well. But quite a big deal. But it's nice to see him feeling better anyway. Richard III was a mesomorph. Oh, it's more of the middle one, isn't it? So we've got Richard III is in the middle. Oh, thanks, Ian. Yeah, it was a good stream. So point 2 is live at 9, and he doesn't often do live, so that's definitely worth checking out. Let me see if I can get you a link for that one. Is it a YouTube stream he's doing? Here's a link to Point 2's channel. So hopefully it's a YouTube one. I mean, he's definitely worth a follow. What he does with drum and bass is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So he's on at 9 p.m, which anyone outside the UK is on in 2 hours, because it's 6 o'clock here now. NPC lessons are on at 7 o'clock. Like I keep telling you, Inky, 7 o'clock, not 7:30. And endomorph if the car park is by a chippy. Yeah, I didn't realise that Kent literally... I knew he didn't leave the house. I knew he was agoraphobic. But for so long, and basically because of panic attacks. Oh, you have to go to Gasmwood Facebook, as there is a secret link, like an old school rave. Oh man, that's brilliant. That's such a brilliant idea. Let me just grab his Facebook if anyone else isn't, if anyone is not following him. Oh, I think he's just done it. That's great. Thank you, Grey on FPV, about the Smash stream. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. Very, very kind. I mean, it feels like doing something good. So, as you say, it's even if it helps one person, and it definitely helps, apart from, obviously, yesterday didn't help, but it definitely helps Ollie before. But if anyone is into editing 30-second promo clips, give us a shout, because I can't do it from those streams. It's really hard to find the bits. I can find some bits, but I just can't get them to work as 30-second clips. So if anyone fancies a challenge of making like promo clips for Instagram, just grabbing 30 seconds, if you fancy a crack at it, can't really offer you anything apart from much love and promotion and stuff, but yeah, if anyone's into trying to produce a couple of adverts, I guess, for the Smash stream, just so that we can up the promo a little bit and get more people involved, hit me up, because that would be great. I've tried really hard, and I've got a good selection of worthy clips, but I just can't get them down into a size that's small enough to get stuff going in 30 seconds without either making Oliver look totally mad or kind of missing the point. And I think it might be a little bit too close to the content as well to try and, anyway, there you go. Or if you know anyone who is doing any video courses or anything and fancies a real world example of trying to produce something short, shouldn't take too long if you get it right, then that would be ace. Just hit me up. What else is happening? I guess pretty soon we should probably call it quits, and I should prepare for the NPC stream. I still need to upgrade the OS and move a camera over. So, but yeah, Gasm's secret link. I wonder if we'd be allowed to post it at the end of the by the NPC link, the NPC stream. That would be quite good. Breakfast time for Universal Vibe. Thanks for joining us. I think we'll call it. Quits as well. Enjoy your breakfast. Might have a little snack now. Get ready for the NPC thing. So smash like if you wouldn't mind. If you haven't, it'd be much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed. You never know. You'll get a little alert when it's time for Inky's lesson in a minute. Oh, Kev Human also suffers from agoraphobia. It's quite misunderstood. Absolutely. And totally debilitating. And pretty new. I don't think I know anyone else who ever had it. So to meet someone with it was like, gosh, that's big deal. Okie doke, enjoy the cinema, Ian J. Cole. Thank you so much, everyone, for dropping in and watching. Hope it passed your afternoon in a nice way. Definitely more to come as I kind of get you more used to this and get the cameras set up and everything a little more smooth and work out what works and what doesn't work. Very happy to do this on a more regular basis. So nice one. All right, people. Thank you so much. Oh, fear of the market, agoraphobia. Greek translation is fear of the market. Well, I can understand how markets can cause you to be agoraphobic, but in just generally kind of opening the door with Kent, it was like leaving the room. Anyway, all right, guys and girls, thank you so much. See you later if you happen to be around at 7 o'clock. And obviously you've got Piero the Acid Clown at 8 o'clock as well. You've got Gasm at 9 o'clock with the link that Inky posted up above. There will be probably a stream tomorrow as well. Who knows? All right, take care. Thanks all, and see you all soon. Take it easy. Bye for now.